Good. What's up? Welcome back to the 224 podcast. Here is your humble, cooling, chilling, vibey, funny host, Mr. 224 himself. And it's been a minute since I talked to y'all, man. Well, I had a nigga started work, had to get the workflow going, get into ease of my schedule. So it seems like weekends is gonna be the time when I can upload the most. Just keep it a buck with niggas. Oh man. But 3 day weekend on from work. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, y'all, on this happy Monday. Oh, needed it. Needed it, man. Needed it. I enjoy my job, but hey, the job does get tiring, man. The job does get tiring. And no, I'm not telling people where I work. I think that's one of the things about the internet that a lot of people fuck up. It's people put too much of their business on here. But before I get into that, there's some quick hits. Casanat got a burger. No, he got a double chicken sandwich, basically the chicken Big Mac. I'm gonna go try that out. I'm gonna need to try that out. That sound like some shit. That sound like some shit. Listen, anyone who knows me knows I fuck with McDonald's. Do I fuck with McDonald's heavy now? Not really, because gotta start eating healthy. Even though I'm only 22, you gotta start preparing for life in later stages, my nigga. There's some of these niggas out here be looking fucked up. Like, god damn, nigga, like you 30? Nigga be 30 looking 70 and be like, yeah, man, I eat all that bad shit. I did all that shit. I really think a lot of niggas from the old days that look older than they is, they had to do some type of drugs. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. They did some type of drugs. You don't just look 50 and you really about 37 for no reason. Like you don't just have an old face naturally like that, fam. Like that, you lying. You don't just naturally have an old face like that. You had to be doing something, my brother. Someone had to beat you up. You had to be doing some drugs. Something had to happen. But like I said, what else? What's been going on? Kai got a deal with McDonald's. He just had John Cena on his stream last night too, which is so tough. I might get into that a little later because John Cena said, like, I say it down. John Cena, when you listen to John Cena speak, um, especially if you was a fan of John Cena in wrestling as a younger kid, and now as an adult you hear John Cena speak, you really just appreciate like what he gives in terms of just him as a person and how he sees life. Um, I'm rolling right now, so give me a second. But what I was saying is that his outlook on life is just really beautiful. And it's really an outlook that I think a lot more people should adapt. He says something along the lines of saying he thought his purpose in life was to be a WWE wrestler at one point in his life. He thought that was his only purpose. And then he got into acting. He realized, oh, I'm a storyteller. But then he said, no, what I really truly realized is I'm just human. And I think that is something that a lot of people should take with them throughout not just the day, but through the course of life is that, hey, just remember, sometimes you are just human, my nigga. Like, like part of the reason why I named the podcast 224. It's 224 is just about today, tomorrow, forever, appreciating the experience of life. And I think as humans, that's something that a lot of us forget to do is just appreciate that we're here. Just appreciate that we have the chance to just live and see another day. And John spoke about that, just like, did I earn the sunset today? Even if I relax, did I earn the sunset today? In what way did I motivate myself to be better than I was yesterday, to contribute something to society, contribute something to my life. And that's it's a statement that I think should stick with a lot of people of did you earn the sunset for the day? And it doesn't mean you had to do something extraordinary or out the ordinary to earn the sunset. Just did you do something to better yourself, contribute to the outside world, or just something that just heals yourself? Did you contribute something positive to life today? And I think that is just a beautiful message and a beautiful outlook to have on life. And it's crazy to see it coming from John Cena because most people, at least people my age who grew up seeing John Cena as a wrestler, and to now see him do movies and podcasts and be on Kai's stream is just, it's really so interesting to see. But as a young adult, to just listen to his messaging and his outlook on life, it's really just, it's it's like a warming feeling. It's like the guy that you grew up with has also grew up with you, because as I said in that statement, he said at one point I thought being a WWE wrestler was my life's purpose. So you see how this guy who gave you such great memories as this one thing has evolved his career and his lifestyle past that thing, while still having love for wrestling. He has evolved his lifestyle past that. And at the same time, while you have evolved and you might have grown out of wrestling, you might not watch wrestling no more, and you might not even keep up with John Cena as much. But if you are a person who does, it's interesting to see that evolution of you as a young kid watching him be a WWE superstar. And at that point in his life, he thought that was all he had. To now, you're seeing him almost become somewhat of this philosophical guy. And you're really getting to see and you're really getting to peer into and see his personality and how he appreciates and values life. And it's really just a beautiful, beautiful mentality to have and a beautiful approach to life. Like when he was on Shannon Sharp show and he talked about how some days when he's just chilling, he'd just get in his car, just drive all over Florida and just chill, no music, and just listen to the engine. And some people think that's weird, but that's not really weird. That's really just like you have a different level of appreciation for life. And a lot, and he said he's gotten lucky ticket after lucky ticket. And he says he wakes up every day appreciating that luck. And that's a lot. And that's another thing that a lot of people don't speak about is that, yeah, when sometimes a lot of times not everyone, um not a lot of celebrities or people who have made it big and gotten large sums of money look at it as something that they were deserved or owed, or something that was set in the stars for them. A lot of them look at it as I put in work and I got lucky. And John is one of those people who says, like, who you can constantly tell, like, he has the mindset of I got lucky. I put in work, I went through my hard times, and I got lucky to have this opportunity and just keep getting lucky. And to have that certain appreciation for just how life goes, you can't really take that away from somebody. And that's really a mentality that I like to have for myself. And I think a lot of people should adapt. It's just every day, just take it one step at a time and just really appreciate that you're here, and really appreciate that you have the opportunity to do things with your life that you feel you can do. Even if it's not working right now at the moment, just be appreciative that you even have the strength to get up, to walk, to open your eyes, to speak, to listen. Just have appreciation for all of that, because while people feel like those are things that are just owed to you and deserved to you because you're living, no, there's luck within those things, because you never know what can happen. God can stop your heart at any time and start it again when he feels like it. Or because we have free will, some things just happen. And people say, why do bad things happen to good people? Because we have free will. Everyone has free will. So some people's free will impacts others negatively, and it can take people from this earth. Which is why I say just appreciate every day that you have. Appreciate every moment that you have, good or bad. Because good moments are going to form great memories, and bad moments are going to form great lessons to remember and remind yourself of what not to do or who not to interact with, and to weed certain snakes out of your garden. But that's my whole tangent on that. I just thought it was amazing to hear that from John Cena this morning when I woke up, and I saw the clip from the stream. I think that's an amazing perspective to have on life. It's just every day try to earn the sunset. Try to do something positive that contributes to you or the world that day. And a lot of people, as we are in a more selfish society, don't really understand that concept. But try to adjust to what do you contribute to the world for the day? And what do you contribute to yourself today, even if it's just relaxing? What did you do to earn the sunset? But like I said, quick hits. Lizzo hasn't been eating. Lizzo's on a diet. Shout out Lizzo. I'm gonna say this right now for all the baddies in the game. Don't let Lizzo get skinny on y'all. Not even skinny. Don't let Lizzo lose the right amount of weight and she finds her sweet spot where she still is thick. But then she also got that nice little hourglass with the tummy. Oh, some of y'all done out here. Listen, I was talking to my pops about this shit. Big women who lose weight is like a Jokic. You taking a second round draft pick that's gonna be an MVP. He be fronting on big women. Listen, if you can't lift a big bitch up, that's your fault. Niggas go get in the gym. Big woman, thick woman, love them. The skinny ones, I love y'all too, baby. I don't love y'all. Not anymore. But I did at one point. I did. I did love y'all. But not anymore. I don't love no bitches no more. But what I'm basically saying is thick woman, some of the BBWs like Lizzo who start losing weight and they get to that right point. I'm not talking about they get skinny. And that's another problem. But we gonna stick on this first. For the big girls that start losing weight and they find that right little sweet spot where they still got the ass, the titties, and just the gut is just minimized, but just it's a little fluff there, nigga. Like I said, it's like taking a Jokic, that's taking a Jokic. You want to get yourself a second round MVP at the price of a second round pick. Some niggas be getting a big girl and they be fucking up. They don't want to take them to the gym. They don't want to show them no diet plan. And then, but fucked up, niggas get a big girl, they show the diet plan, but you don't want to keep her thick. You want her to get fully skinny. You fucking up the game plan, brother. You never want the big girl to get fully skinny. When the big girl gets fully skinny, you fucking up. You got to keep big women thick somehow, man. You cannot have them go. You can't have them go from fucking Jokic to Chet Holmgren. That's not right. That's where you fucking the game up. Telling you, man. Big woman. Listen, a thick girl who she just want to tone some stuff up and get the shape right. She killing. She killing. Listen, I take that over any small little slim. And then big girls be warm too. You know, it's about to be the winter. Big girls be warm. They just hold you nicely. They tuck your head between the titties and everything. You gotta love big women. Like not even big women, thick women. Skinny women are cool, but it's different when that thick girl can just hold the back of your head and cuff it with her fucking arm. Tuck your head between her titties. Y'all niggas don't understand, man. Like I said, listen, Lizzo losing weight. Shout out Lizzo. And for all you other baddies out there, don't let Lizzo find her sweet spot. You let Lizzo find her sweet spot. It's quiet for a lot of y'all. You're gonna see a lot of niggas being fuck them. I'm going with Lizzo. And two, just to keep it a buck, I'm not the biggest Lizzo fan. I know she has some allegations on her. I don't know too much about that. Um, and I don't listen to much of her music, but I have seen some of her shows. Lizzo she's a great performer. She knows how to put on a show. So you telling me that woman who's at that size putting on that caliber of level of performance now gets slimmer. She has more mobility, she has more stamina, more speed, and still has all that talent and ability to perform. And then because she lost weight, a lot of more people are gonna find her attractive. Oh, she's gonna kill the game. Listen. Once Lizzo changed that, I don't know if she changed her Instagram name, but once Lizzo changed her Instagram name from Lizzo Been Eating, it's over for you. It's over for a lot of you bitches, man. It's gonna be real quiet out here. The thick women gonna take over low key, as they should. I'm getting tired of the BBL bandits on Instagram. And I know a lot of people have. I'm happy that natural women are coming back in style. Well, not coming back in style because they never left style. But finally, that social media is catching up. That natural women is where it's really at. I don't know where the like. Honestly, during Vine, I think is where the BBL craze took off and the slim thick craze took off. But if I had from having family in the South and going down there for family reunions, when you in the South and you playing and you outside and your aunts take you somewhere, you go to the grocery store or you go to the dollar the family dollar, you see 20 women in there that look like Instagram models. She just going to church or she just shopping. So for me being a young nigga and going down south and being in this being actually being able to see slim thick Jones and also being from New York where there's just amazing plethora of baddies who are slim, thick, and all around the board pretty. I never understood the BBL craze. I look at BBLs now and they still disgust me. But we're not gonna get into that right now, man. But that's all. Oh, back to the skinny Jones. Yes, the skinny Jones is like a Giannis Antetokounmpo. You same thing, second round pick, but you get them on a weight program. You have them in the gym lifting. You get hit the right areas. You got an MVP as well. Listen to all my niggas out there who like BBWs and real slim chicks. Get them, love them, nurture them, and if you feel like you feel like you want to help them get to where they want to be, if they feel like working out, nigga, you got an MVP in your hands. Man. Every skinny girl starts getting ass and thick around 23. And every big girl, once listen, most big girls, they not always big. Some of them just had a rough part for a second. Once you get a big girl in the gym and she be dedicated, nigga, she it's like Vegeta and Goku coming out the hyperbolic chamber. You got two Super Saiyans on your hands, brother man. Two Super Saiyans. Two Super Saiyans, my brother. Two. It's really Monday, people. Like, since starting work, I have to keep it a buck. I enjoy my job. I said that already. I really do enjoy my job. Like some people really hate their job. I don't hate my job, at least not yet. And it's probably because I just started. But I think people don't take into account how much the people you work with really matter. Like I like the people I work with. Most of the people I work with are cool. They there. We conversate a little bit. Hey, how your day going? How you doing? Man, weekend was fine, man. I just say like it really be calm and a cool work environment for real. I think is what keeps people coming back to work. If you don't like your work environment or you don't vibe with no one there, like real shit, I think that's why people hate going to work because you deal with people that you don't like. And it's only been 2 weeks for me, but I so far don't have no problems with anyone I work with. Everyone I work with so far has been real inviting, real cool, real calm, real collected. I like my job. But I ain't gonna forget about y'all, man. This is my passion. Someone I was talking, I forgot what I was talking to about this, but they asked me like, why is oh, they asked me why is podcasting like my passion? Why is doing this my passion? And it's like I can't tell. I just feel drawn to this, man. Like this is something for me at least that makes me feel happy. Even if it's just once a week recording an episode where I'm just talking some bullshit, I'm talking some real shit. I'm doing my journalism thing, reporting some certain stories. I just enjoy this shit, man. Like, and someone asked me my inspirations from like who do I look at in terms of media that I really like to watch and like who do I want to align myself after. And that was interesting. It was an interesting question for me because I didn't really have an answer at first. Like I thought, like off the top of my head, I was like, I was like, like Joe Budden and Charlotte and different. Like people ask me that, who's your biggest inspirations in podcasting? So I'll always say Joe Budden and Charlamagne. And I say that because just their business acumen and their skill of in command of the craft. Charlemagne right now, he's kind of, I don't want to say falling off, but PC Charlemagne is not as entertaining as just as give it to you raw, but still correct Charlemagne. Charlemagne now with the Brilliant Idiots podcast plays a lot of pussyfoot and a lot of bias, and also him and Andrew just don't know who's the A mic, who's the B mic anymore because they're both just so dominant in both of their respective lanes that they have the cachet to speak over people, but to each other, no. They kind of have to find that aspect of where they're equals on the mic because they are equals on the mic and they've always been equals. It's just Andrew has now upped his status to be seen as an equal on that caliber. Um, Joe Budden. At first, I did not like Joe Budden. I didn't like Joe Budden in terms of as a podcaster, business wise, because I felt how he handled business with Rory and Mal was kind of shady. Um, from everything that I seen from it, it was really shady. It didn't seem like everything was in order or in place, and I personally don't care to elaborate more on it because at the end of the day, Joe's rebrand has been fucking amazing, and his business model and approach to podcasting is something that I personally, want to follow because he did it all. He did it himself with with the people who was there as well. When I say he did it himself, he didn't go to a bigger brand to help build his shit first. Just like $1 million worth of game, who I also am really inspired by. They built their shit. They built their shit up and was able to let their shit stand on their own two legs. It becomes something that was culturally significant to where niggas had to come to them and be like, "Hey, we want to partner with you. We see what you're doing," and that's what I want. That's what I want to do with my platform. I'm personally, I'm personally a person. I want to build this platform to be the basis and the starting point for an empire. Same thing that I see Charlemagne doing with the Black Effect Network, the same thing I see Joe Budden try to do with the Joe Budden Network and expand it with shows, is the same similar thing that I want to do. But I want to take it on another level and just create an imprint that allows people to create on all levels, whether it's podcasting, books, comics, music, whatever. Just a free atmosphere and network full of just creatives and people who are just trying to get their creative opinion, their creative message, their creative expression out to the world. You know, because being creative and just expressing yourself on whatever platform, medium, art form, whatever, is it really encaptures the essence of what life is, the good and the bad of life. Like there's going to be days where I get on this mic and I might be really just not feeling it. Like a couple episodes ago, like I was enjoying doing the episode, but the shit I was talking about was depressing to me, and people can probably hear in my voice the anger I felt for discussing some of those things because that's just generally how I feel. But that's life. Not every day on this mic, or not every day with what you draw, not every day with what you put out there in music is going to be happy, or it's going to be sad, or it's going to be funny. You know, it's just life is life. Some days are going to be up, some days are going to be down. And for me, that's why I really enjoy doing this. But to get back to my inspirations, another inspiration I have is Stephen A. Smith. Now, I disagree with Stephen A. on a lot. I feel like some of Stephen A.'s points and perspectives he takes socially and politically, I really don't agree with all the time. But in terms of being a media personality and being a dominant media personality and having journalistic integrity, and how he really aims to protect the craft of working in media and journalism. Stephen A is one of my biggest inspirations with that, because Stephen A really took it upon himself. He took every opportunity he was awarded, built his name, put the work in, and now he's the face of ESPN. I respect that man in terms of media on a whole different level, because to come into an arena that he came into and etch out a lane that has presented so much opportunity for others, and then at his core value, he is a journalist and he upholds that integrity and holds that honor so high. I respect him on a very high level and look at him as a high caliber media person, which is how he should be looked at. Stephen A is no slouch. And his command of the one, Stephen A's ability to be witty, intelligent, and captivating all in one is second to none. I think the only other guy I put up there with him is Joe Budden, even though they're in different lanes. But if you watch both of them on their respective platforms, when you see just how, when the rest of the crew is either slacking or if there's a need for energy boost or there's the need for a shift, they both just automatically know how to bring it. They automatically know how to get this shit going. Like, if you ever watch Joe Budden's podcast, he's such a gaslighter and a manipulator. And his friends call on him. There's not some crazy shit I'm saying. But if you just watch, you see how poised and skilled he is, to get all of that energy into the podcast out of his host. Like, he'll start shit with his co-host Ish just to start shit, but he knows him starting shit with Ish is gonna stir the pot and it's gonna make the rest of them get involved, the rest of them talk, and the rest of them just really start adding on to the pod. So now you have a bunch of topics being built on this one, and the conversation is just interesting and it keeps the viewer engaged. And what's crazy is he'd do that shit and then not say shit for the next 10 minutes. Or you have him just keep going and going, but it's so fucking captivating. He's doing it on purpose. He said, like, I'm potting. And then with Stephen A, when you see on first take, you can see at times Stephen A just turn up out of nowhere. But it's that thing of he's trying to captivate his audience. He's making sure the audience is captivated, but at the same time, he's sparking a nerve in one of his co-hosts, and he's hoping one of them takes the bait. And a lot of times they take the bait, and that's why you have a lot of decent debates on first take. I'm not gonna say amazing debates, because a lot of times first take, their debates just be bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. Some of their takes just be bullshit to me. And then, ooh, number five, that I would say, number four, in terms of like inspiration within media, I'd have to go, hmm, like media, number four. Like, who would be my fourth person? Uh, hmm, People are gonna hate me for this. People, if any media person watches, they might hate me for this. But I am going to say Vlad and DJ Academics. And I say those two are tied for fourth because, simply put, I don't I don't really fully fuck with their content. I fuck with Vlad's content. I like the guests that he has on content that he has. DJ Academics, to me, just he just be he just he's a chat nigga. He's just head chat nigga, you know. So, but I still respect DJ Academics because his opinion matters. And I think that's the biggest thing that I would take from DJ Academics, is that he made his opinion matter. He didn't give a fuck if you wanted to hear him or not. He's going to say his opinion anyway. And then he also just stays to him fucking self, but knows everything. While while I'm not a person who necessarily likes to seek to know everything, I am a person who likes knowledge. So having knowledge of certain shit so I can avoid certain shit, I respect. And just in terms on the media aspect with Act, his ability to just turn up like others, his ability to turn up, his ability of just knowing things and having that insider knowledge and giving it to the people and not being afraid to state his opinion no matter who it is. I respect that from him. Now, DJ Vlad, what I respect from DJ Vlad is just his work ethic and how his work ethic and how he constantly talks about how he runs his business to run his business well and make sure that things are going right. Um, Now granted, Vlad has done a plethora of fuck shit. Um, and he's done a lot of good shit. Some shit Vlad gets hate for. Vlad doesn't deserve hate for, just to keep it a buck. But what inspired me about Vlad was just his ability to sit behind the camera, never really have to show his face except for just in public, and still make great content and great success. And for me, that inspired me because I'm not a person who typically likes to be in front of the camera. I'm not an ugly guy. I'm not fugly, but I'm not the camera nigga. I'd much rather you value what I say than value how I look to value what I say, or value how I present myself to value what I say. Same thing with Say Cheese, who is another interviewer who I really appreciate, but he's not one of my inspirations. But I appreciate Say Cheese because he he gives he does the same thing. He does the same thing as Vlad. But I think their content gives light to a lot of bullshit that at times just doesn't need to be talked about or discussed, and at times, as we've seen, it leads to other problems. But I respect them. And then my last inspiration, some this might be off the cuff, but Martin. And when I say Martin as Martin the TV show. As a young nigga, like on one of the main things niggas had in the crib, because niggas didn't have cable. Niggas had Martin CD of all the seasons. So I used to watch them shits all the fucking time. Like Dead Man Don't Flush, that's my favorite episode probably. The fuck then the episode where the nigga he's in the fucking cult and he throw the brick through the window. That's one of my favorite episodes too. But like no, overall Martin is one of my favorite shows. But if people remember who Martin was a radio host and then a talk show on TV show host. I always, for some reason, as a kid, was really into how he did the radio show. Like that was my shit. Like I really, really fucked with that. Like that's probably my favorite part of the show, especially when he in the early season, in the like especially in the first season, a lot of the cold opens when he had just talked and he's in the radio station. I was like, that seemed valid. Like I could just sit in a booth and just like chat and talk to niggas crazy and play music all day and just joke around. Like that seems lit. Now you fast forward a bunch of years later, I'm 22 and basically doing the same shit with an iPhone and a fucking Mac computer and hoping that niggas listen. I just don't have a station. But yeah, those are my inspirations for this shit. But moving on, I'm gonna get into the topics I have for the day. I got a decent amount of shit. I'm probably not gonna get to everything, but I'm trying to get to the main shit. We gonna start off prayers and thoughts to all those involved in Hurricane Milton. That hurricane. If you've seen anything on the news, or any clips on TikTok or any social media at all, that hurricane did a fucking lot. A lot of people's houses flooded. You've seen people having to get rescued. It was a really dire situation in Florida for those going through Hurricane Milton. Um, as you can see, the guy, Lieutenant Dan, he survived. He told my his experience about it. That's another crazy thing too. Aiden Ross pulled out 100K. He is supposed to give the nigga and pulled it out because he searched up homie history. Um, Understandable why. That's why you don't offer shit to people without knowing the full story first. But that man probably was looking forward to that fucking 100K. He probably eat that shit real bad. But then there's another streamer, a black guy, who Aiden gave him bread apparently to go down there in the hurricane, and then he reneged on giving him the bread. That's just crazy, fam. Like, yo, you asking if he really asked that grown man to go down there and in that storm, in that hurricane for content, and he said he was gonna pay him and then not pay him, you moving real shiesty, my brother. Like, pay that man, bro. He was down there. Like, pay that man. But overall, with the Hurricane Milton situation, thoughts and prayers to everyone who was affected by the hurricane. As I said, people's houses was flooded. Some people were stranded walking through the water, trying to get supplies and food. Some people were able to evacuate. Some people chose not to evacuate. There was reports of 9 people dead. So thank God that there wasn't a high death toll. And condolences to the people who lost their lives and of the family members of the people who lost their lives, family and friends. But hey, and then what's crazy to me is I just wonder how Florida's going to bounce back from this because apparently FEMA doesn't have money to give and give any aid after Hurricane Milton or really much for the rest of hurricane season, and that's really absurd. Where has all the money gone? I've seen some reports of people saying a lot of the money was spent um on the migrants. They says a lot of money was spent with the help in Ukraine. If that's true, if both of those things are true, and I do my research, that's just insane. Home base should always have money to take care of home base. If we can't provide and aid people who are just affected by natural causes in our own country, how are we going to be able to help those who are not from our country? And not saying that we shouldn't, because in some cases we should step in. The migrant situation, it's gotten out of hand, but that's a situation that America should have been helped. The Ukraine situation, that to me just seems like some proxy war shit, if I'm just being honest. So all the money that was given over there should have not gone. There should have definitely been a lot less money sent, and a lot of that money should have been fed back into American society and to our citizens. But I'm not trying to go on a whole tangent about what America should be doing with its money. I'm going to educate myself first on these matters more so I can speak more clearly about them. But overall, my standpoint is that American money should be focusing on the American people first and then foreign nations after. If you can't take care of home base, how are you going to take away? If you can't take care of the main mansion, you can't take care of the log cabin in the woods. The log cabin in the woods should never be the main spot that you're chilling at or that you're putting all your money into. The main crib, the mansion should always be where you're putting your money into. Just my opinion. But moving on to some brighter shit, we're gonna talk a little bit of sports. I am not talking about the whole NFL fucking day yesterday. See the quick hits. Travis Etienne, fuck you. You ruined my fantasy for this Sunday for multiple fucking teams I had you on. I thought you was at least going to get me at least 10 points. You got me point -1. Sir, the fuck happened? You had a decent season last year. Good season last year. Thought you was gonna take a leap, and now you just look like you falling off a cliff. This shit is ridiculous to me, man. What is going on? I'm looking to replace your ass. But to keep it a buck, there's no one to replace you with left. A bunch of niggas is injured. A bunch of niggas is playing awful. Mm, Like you're the best bet I got at this moment. Cause I already got Alvin Kamara and Joe Mixon, and those niggas are still holding up sturdy for the team. But he's just bullshitting. Point -1 yards, not -1 yards. Point -1 points. What was you doing yesterday? You just out there for fun? Oh my lord! If I was putting money, if I was betting again, and I had a bet on him, I'd be extremely pissed. For anybody who lost money on Travis Etienne yesterday, I apologize and feel your pain. Because to lose my fantasy game the way I lost it was ridiculous. So I know y'all losing money, y'all hurt. Two, I'm not speaking on this too long. Dallas Cowboys got fucked yesterday. Listen, I was watching a Tubi movie while watching parts of that game. Keep it a buck. That was I'm not gonna say they're playing off every time I looked up. What I will say is It just seemed like they couldn't get into a rhythm on too much of either side on the ball. And that I think that just lends to the coaching and the effort of the players on Detroit that neither side was able to get into a rhythm because you see drives where it's like, all right, they're making a good drive, they're somewhat in rhythm, they're making some plays, some luck, all right, and then it just stops and it just gets rough and it's like, okay. Like that game definitely could have gone the other way with a few more defensive stops from Dallas, a few more offensive plays made, but that's just not how football goes. Someone has to win and someone has to lose. As Shannon Sharp constantly says, it's your will against another man. And just so happened Detroit as a team, their will was stronger than Dallas yesterday. But that will shit ran the fuck over the Cowboys on Jerry's birthday, allegedly too. I heard it was Jerry Jones' birthday. Getting done like that on your owner's birthday, who loves y'all dearly like that, is kind of fucked up. I am not gonna lie to you. If I'm a Dallas Cowboy player today, I feel ashamed of my performance, but not too much because honestly, Detroit is a good team. Detroit was a playoff team last year. They made it to the second round. Um they gave the 49ers a really good game, really good game. So this is not a team that was is a slump anyways. Um, Lamar Jackson beat damn he beat Jalen Daniels. Um, I don't know why people was so fucking like thinking that this was going to be a game that's going to do a lot for Jalen Daniels, or that this was a game he was going to win. Just to keep it a buck. Jalen Daniels is a phenomenal player, but it's different when you're playing the better version of you. And people said that. I heard that said a lot this week before the game was played. Like he's playing the upgraded version of him. But in all honesty, he's not. Lamar is just fucking Lamar Jackson. This is a two-time MVP we talking about. Jalen Daniels, he's having a great rookie campaign. I have him booked for rookie of the year and booked for rookie of the year because there's no one else doing it like him now. But we talking about a two-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's there yet. And looking like it, three-time MVP because well, Lamar Jackson has had a 3 week run of great games. He's playing his ass off. And I would not be surprised if he wins a third MVP and it comes this season. I think this is the Baltimore Ravens' best shot right now to win a championship with Lamar Jackson at the helm, the barring who else they add to this team. But having Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson with that receiving core that's doing a good job in that defense, this is probably going to be their best year to win the Super Bowl. And I definitely see them getting past Kansas City. Kansas City played them to start the season, and as many football coaches and teams say, it's always easier to beat the team the first time. It's the second time that is harder. And if I'm watching that game, the first game, you can obviously see that it wasn't. It was very hard for them to beat them the first time. If it wasn't, like I said, if I said before on this platform, if it wasn't for an Isaiah Likely tippy toe, if it just wasn't for his feet being long, pause, Baltimore Ravens win that game. So that means that if that was hard the first time to open the season, you now have a Baltimore Ravens team that is hitting their stride crazily with Lamar Jackson going nuts and Derrick Henry running the football like the monster that he is. What's going to happen if the Chiefs see them the second time? And I got to look at the schedule again. I don't know if they meet again, but say they don't and they meet in the playoffs, and this Baltimore Ravens team is still hitting a stride, or it hit a stride again after maybe a 1 week of a loss. I do not see Kansas City leaving out of that stadium with a win. And like I said before, just looking at the AFC, I genuinely think that Baltimore is going to be in the Super Bowl. I think Baltimore's biggest competition is going to come in the Super Bowl against an NFC team. And I don't think it's going to be the Niners. Um, I don't think I think the Niners are hurt. They're banged up. The Niners are hurt. They're banged up. Brock Purdy is playing. Brock Purdy is playing good, but I do not think they are going to have a lot of success against the Baltimore Ravens in a Super Bowl matchup. Uh, Hopefully, I gotta like I said, I gotta see the schedule again, and hopefully they play, and I will be tuned into that game heavily. Um, I think Detroit Lions will have a good run. Will have a good. I think Detroit Lions, in my opinion, have the best shot at taking down the Baltimore Ravens. I would not be surprised if it's Baltimore versus Detroit this year. A lot of people was begging for that last year, and I was one of the people who thought it was going to happen. I felt like both teams were there, and they both put on good games to try to get there. But that's not how it panned out. But I think this season's the season is going to pan out. Just looking at the NFC, there's three teams I generally think that are going to be Super Bowl contenders, and that there's two teams I think is going to be Super Bowl contenders, and that's the 49ers and Detroit Lions. I think the Minnesota Vikings, they're a dark horse. They're a dark horse team. The Commanders are definitely a team I can see making it. Atlanta is going to make. I feel like Atlanta is going to hit their stride during this season and make a lot of noise. And make a lot of noise. My Giants. I didn't even look at the score yet. I didn't watch the game yesterday. I'm be honest. I was a bad Giants fan yesterday. I didn't watch the game. I haven't looked at the score yet. I don't even care. When I saw one of it, I saw a clip of it on TikTok live. I think we was losing 7-0. Hey, look, I'm waiting for the draft, my nigga. I see niggas in June. I'm gonna keep it a full buck. I'm gonna see niggas in June. I'm the Giants season. I'm gonna watch because I'm a fucking fan and go Giants. But I'm waiting for June. I'm waiting to see what we do in June with the. I'm waiting to see what we do with the draft, what we do with the all season, how we build this offense up, what we doing with Daniel Jones to even do anything, to even think that we're gonna win some games. Right now, this is an autopilot season. Like shit. I'm just wanting to watch and hoping that they play some good football. If we lose, it's not even if we lose, we lose. It's just shit. Like we might lose. Malik Neighbors is out on concussion protocol. You got fucking Robinson out there looking like a toddler in a goddamn Giants uniform. Daniel Jones is is barely getting any protection to get the football off. Like we're not playing good football. And Brian Daboll, I thought he'd do so much more with this team because he did a lot. He did a lot. He did good last year to even get niggas to the playoffs. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know what we need. Well, I know what we need. We need some dogs on that O line. I feel like the O line pussy. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I feel like the O line pussy. Um, need a better running back. Yeah, definitely a better running back. We need a young power back. Like whoever is like some underrated nigga from the draft, whatever, just a power back that is just going to assert that dominance with the run and just let teams know like this is not going to be an easy game because when you open up that run game for Daniel Jones, it allows him to do things such as run as well, and it gives him time to get the football off because now the defense has to respect the run, so they can't just play the pass all the time. Like, but speaking of New York teams, my Knicks. I ain't get to speak about this yet, but Karl Anthony Town got traded. He got traded here. In all honesty, I don't love the trade, but I don't hate the trade. I love it because it seems like Julius Randle was not going to fit. And he was going to end up being disgruntled through half of the season, and that would have just fucked a lot of the chemistry up. And I think that would have deterred the Knicks further from the path of what they were trying to do. And I say that because if you just look at that team, Julius Randle is a phenomenal player. But for what Julius does on the court when he's on there, he's chucking up bad shots. He's missing those bad shots. and it's like that takes away from the team. It's great when you're on, but when you're not on every night, and just simply put, you're not that guy every night, it kind of ruins the flow of the game for the other players trying to get in their rhythm. The thing with Jalen Brunson is, and I think this just from watching the games, I think although Jalen Brunson played similar to Randall in how ball dominant he is, Jalen Brunson was more efficient with the shots he took and getting to his spots. And also, I think the guys on the team, just from the energy you can see and how they closed out the season last year, they believed in Jalen Brunson more than they believe in Julius Randle. And I think that just comes from the fact that Jalen Brunson is this is a listen, what I said with this Knicks trade, this is now a very blue blood team. And when I say that, what I mean is this is a team of guys who came, a lot of guys who came from college who were elite in college. So these are guys who know how to operate in a system and understand their roles and what they need to do on the court for this team to succeed. And that's why I hate that Dante DiVincenzo is gone. Because one Nova Knicks, man, I wanted to see that shit real bad, man. I want to see. I think every Knicks fan wanted to see that shit real bad. Like he's fucking phenomenal. And then the preseason game, he was beefing with Rick Brunson, which I think is partially because he didn't really want to leave, or either I think he just didn't like the way the organization was moving. But for him to come off the season that he just had and then get traded to the fucking Wolves with Julius Randle, I hated it. I fucking hated it. First of all, I want the Nova Knicks. I like Dante DiVincenzo. He's a cold white boy. I feel like every Knicks team needs a cold white boy. Yeah, we got some we got them dogs, we got them niggas. But every Knicks team, every NBA team needs a scrappy white boy, a tough white boy. He's the Michael Jordan of the tough white boys in the NBA right now. And we fucking lost him, and he over there with Ant. They both gonna be talking mad shit every time we play them. Man, and then the fucking crazy thing is this nigga ain't gonna guard Jalen Brunson and clap his hands. Uh, And that's why I want fucking Dante DiVincenzo back. Because Dante DiVincenzo, I already know he's gonna have an ill year this year. And if the Knicks had him, that takes so much pressure off of Jalen Brunson because now you have a taller guard who can damn near do everything Brunson can do, just on a little lower, on a more minimal level, but still give you everything Jalen Brunson gives you. He can shoot, he can get to the lane, he can pull up for the mid range. He can pass to the open man. Not saying that he's an elite passer, but he will get it to the open man. He knows how to feed the rock. He is tenacious on defense. He tries, and he's a tenacious rebounder. But so to lose that, it sucks. But hey, we do have Mal Bridges, who hopefully he shows a little. He shows a little bit what he had that first year with Brooklyn. That's what I need for Miles Bridges this year. I need him to be the third option. If not him, OG Anunoby is fine too. But I need for those two to not just defensively bring it this year. I need them to show that their offensive game has built up as well because we're gonna need it. The bench from the preseason, what I've seen, I'm not taking preseason too much into account, just going off what I've seen. But for what I've seen, the bench, all of them have upped their game. They look more comfortable, and that's probably because of the deep run in the playoff. They are now used to playing in more high level situations. So playing these games, they're comfortable. They're more in rhythm. They're finding their spots. Everybody, like I said, everybody knows their roles. But yeah, I need Miles Bridges and Angie Anobi. One or both of them, preferably both of them, to up their offensive game on some level higher than it was last year. And you saw those spurts of Obi up in his offensive game early in the playoffs before he went down. So hopefully that retained over into this next season, and hopefully Miles Bridges comes with more offensive production than he had in his last season in Brooklyn. Because those two on defense is already going to be a nightmare for forwards and weak players in general. But that's all I got for sports. Um, Hip hop quick hits. Um, two out of the big three is why is talking. It has some news this week. So this nigga Drake apparently he went on stage in a nightclub like Kanye and was started giving a whole speech on like basically to summarize it, the nigga is lonely and I know his male friends is fake. And he apparently went on an unfollowing spree of a bunch of his friends. That's some bitch shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. That's some bitch ass shit. You gonna unfollow a bunch of niggas? First of all, hey, first of all, you unfollowing niggas because you having beef with another man and niggas enjoy the song. This is hip hop, nigga. This is hip hop. What you bitching about? What are you bitching about? Then and then he unfollowed LeBron. That's crazy. You unfollowing a nigga you have tatted on you. First of all, as a grown man, you should not have no niggas tatted on you. Not even your daddy. Your father probably wouldn't even tell you tat him on you. You tatted another grown man on you, but you unfollow him on Instagram. You claimed him more than you claimed your son. That's just wild, my nigga. He gets to unfollow because he went to a concert. I swear, yo, Drake is different, man. And then to have a whole speech about male friendship. Like, all right, I'm not even gonna break down the speech. I'm just gonna say this, right? It's insane. No. To men, right? This is just a complete lack of accountability for who you are as a person and what you do as a person, right? And I say that because if you speak on disloyalty amongst male friends, but there has been numerous ramblings in media, in reports, in the media, and people saying it themselves that people who they thought they were your friend, you sleep with their partners or you try to get at their partners. Hmm. So to give that whole speech, you are basically a hypocrite because you don't even adhere to your own morals. Drake, in that speech to me, similar to Kanye, just sounded like a man lost in the sauce. He sounded like a nigga who just doesn't understand. He understands and doesn't understand where he's at in life. He knows who he is, but he don't really know how people see him and respect him because he's built up himself for all rights and purposes and all his achievements. He has built up himself. With his talent, he has built up himself to quote unquote sit above others. But he knows himself in that way, but he doesn't know how people truly value him and look at him. But you don't know that because you place yourself on a pedestal. And this is just for people in general. This not even just talking about Drake. If you place yourself on a pedestal and you place yourself above others, and that's how you look at people, and that is your mantra of how you approach things, because you're this nigga, you can do that. Yeah, you tend to kind of lose what people actually look at you for and how people actually value that. That's going to happen because you don't truly know what you value. You just know you value the status that you carry and what you can provide and what you bring, but not within your character, just with what you have and who you are, but not who you are within. And just overall, with male friendship, there's always just within any friendship, there's betrayal, disloyalty. But Drake, just going back to Drake for a second, this whole beef seems to stem from niggas saying you are a fake friend. So to come out and do the whole niggas disloyal, niggas this, that, it just seems like you're looking for a sympathy win. And it's sad because it's like, yo, just take your L. But it lends and to me it just lends more credence to what Kendrick said of how not what Kendrick said, but it just leaves more cadence to how to the message Kendrick was kind of getting at Drake of like, nigga, you're just not happy with your life. Like, you have problems. You don't want to have those problems. You really should just go be a family man. But that it makes sense. That and it lends more credence because Drake is almost 40. Like, it's different if he was my age, like 22, 23, 24. And if he was that Drake, this is different. But it's like, you're 40 now. You obviously are tired of being Drake. You are obviously tired of doing this shit. You simply just want to have friends and a family, but you've done so much to strafe and distract yourself from those things. You don't know how to go about it. And it is that consistent theme of he never had a family, so he doesn't know how to build one. And unfortunately, it just becomes more true and true with everything he does. And I saw Joe Budden point this out. Drake only beefs, like his main beefs where he's lost is with family men. Pusha T, he made it personal by mentioning homie's wife, and then he lost. Kendrick, he made it personal by mentioning the wife and kids, and then he lost. And now apparently he's starting beef with Jay-Z, allegedly because of this salon photo he posted, which is weird, but apparently this is always Drake's MO is he posts a woman to let it know that some type of famous woman to let it know that beef is coming, which is also just weird. Like, why does everything you do in terms of beef have to be about attacking home base through women? Why can't you just settle your disputes man to man? But like I said, it leads more credence to what Kendrick said. You can't even um damn, I forgot. I forgot the lyric, but it's like he can't hone in his masculine energy ever. He can't stand in his masculinity. And it's just and his personality is just a bunch of personas. And it's like it looks like it because I just saw a video of this nigga, like, you just standing around a bunch of niggas in black over your hoodies. Like, yo, you grew up in the suburbs, man. You never had a gang. You never had to do all that. Why are you now in your 30s and 40s trying to be tough? And that's a whole nother topic. So now I'm on for Drake. That's a whole nother topic. What's up with niggas who grow up just being a regular dude, chill nigga? Like, for me, example, I tell people all the time, listen, I grew up in the hood, but I'm a ghost. I don't need niggas to know my face or see me. I go where I want to go, when I want to go. And when I'm done with outside, I'm done with outside. I go to the crib or I go see one of my peoples. I was never a tough nigga. I was never a street nigga. I was just a nigga that lived in the hood. I played basketball outside when I felt like playing basketball, and then I go walk wherever I want to walk, see whatever I want to see, do what I want to do when I want to. When I'm done being outside, I go to the crib. I go to one of my people's crib and chill. I don't get you niggas who grow up not being a street nigga, and then you get to your middle 20s, 30s, or 40s, and now you want to be this ultra tough street nigga. Just be a man, nigga. Like, and I think that's the problem with a lot of you niggas. A lot of you niggas think being tough is being a man. No, tough niggas die too. Like, that's nothing to being a man. Toughness can't pay your bills. Toughness can't take care of your family. Toughness cannot provide shit for you. Most times being tough get niggas in trouble. Any man would understand that and be like, yeah, like, yeah, niggas want to be tough. Isn't that about being tough? I'm not tough, but I'm thorough. I'm not tough, but I'm thorough. I never tell a nigga I'm tough, but I'm thorough. Me not have need to have problems now, but just know when I'm ready to have a problem, we have a problem and we'll solve it. We can solve it like gentlemen, or we just have to get into something else, and I'll defend myself. But never will I try to put on this persona that I'm tough. Yeah, nigga. Like, what's wrong with niggas, yo? And that's why I call a lot of you niggas Drake type niggas, because a lot of you niggas be Drake type niggas. Ultra sensitive, ultra concerned about bitches and who they fuck, ultra pillow talking ass niggas, and then ultra fake tough at 40. When in all essence, you really just want to chill. It makes you look more corny acting like a nigga like this. It really does make you look more corny. It's like this shit not cool. And then speaking of corny, J. Cole, you corny for this fucking record you put out, B. Just say if you want the title number one or not, my nigga. Stop pussyfooting around it, fam. Either you want to be number one out of the big like either you want to be part of the big three or you don't, man. Choose. Like it's crazy to me when niggas like J. Cole is listening to the internet and taking the internet's advice and just responding to shit he don't need to respond to. Like, bro, if you're still one of those niggas, if you one of the top niggas, be that, bro. Show niggas that you're number one. Like, I think for some reason J. Cole just don't understand. Like, nigga, you are number one. Well, not that you are number one, but like you're up there. Stop being so humble and just grateful to be there. That's all. That's perfectly fine to do that. But stop towing the line of whether or not you want the spot or not. Don't let Drake and Kendrick just sit here and just declare themselves fighting for one, and the other one gets two, and now you just default bronze. Because nigga, you're not default bronze. In all honesty, all of you niggas is gold. Y'all really is tied for 1A, 1B, 1C. Y'all on number one, and then the shit files out. But for Cole to just keep doing this corny, pushy footing back and forth shit of like, nah, smoke it. Nah, I don't want smoke. Nah, I want smoke. No, I don't want smoke. I don't want smoke. Like, choose what you want, nigga. This is hip hop. This is hip hop. From as young as I can remember, hip hop has always been uncomfortable with niggas wanting to compete with each other. I recognized that early on when I would see certain people drop on the same day. Hell, in high school, the greatest thing to me I saw about competition in this era of hip hop was when A Boogie, Lil Baby, and Lil Uzi all dropped on the same day. And them niggas said, let's find out who really is who. And then them niggas all delivered. That's the core essence of hip hop. That competition right there. And it's three niggas with three different styles from three different places. We had a New York nigga, a Philly nigga, and a Atlanta nigga. With one trap nigga, one R&B type nigga, and then one just different nigga. All dropped on the same day, all delivered amazing projects, and they didn't pussyfoot about it and let the audience decide. At least in my conversation pools around that time, niggas was hype. because none of these niggas said anything about each other. None of these niggas said anything crazy about each other, but they competed by dropping on the same day just to have that competition. Meanwhile, we got the quote unquote big three sitting here acting like scorned ex-girlfriends, afraid to post people and say shit and pick a side and choose that they want to be number one. Fuck is that? It's just whack. It's corny. It's really corny. To anyone who's doing anything in life, never settle for being bronze. Never get the default medal of bronze and silver, my nigga. Always aim for gold. Don't ever let anyone who may be above you in the position that you think in your mind they're above you deter you from trying to claim number one in any field, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer, whether you play ball, whether you play football, what the hell, if you clean cats for a living, nigga, shit, don't let anyone be ahead of you at your profession by choice. Let their skill speak for it if they're truly ahead of you. But if you have the skill to match them, go for it. Don't pussyfoot and be like, nah, I'm cool here. I'm just happy to be here. I'll take my default bronze. No, that's ass. That's whack. At least with my mentality, that seems whack and boring. Why would I want to settle for second or third place? With hell, with this podcast, even though I'm not talking to millions or thousands of people, it's probably 12 niggas are gonna watch this shit. I don't care, but I know where I'm trying to go, and I'm never going to settle for no fucking third, fifth, or sixth place ever. Because I believe that the skill and craft that I put in this and the time that I put in this is going to pay off. And that what I do with it is going to take me to be number one. I'm not settling for no default third place, fifth, sixth. 10th is not even on my fucking list. Neither is fifth or sixth. And neither is third or second. It's first to nothing for me. And that's just how I approach life. I'm a man who practices humbleness. I'm happy to be here. But at the same time, I'm not just comfortable where I'm at. For any person out there, never get comfortable where the fuck you at. Always aim to be at the top of where you want to go, whether it's spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. Aim for the top of where you want to go and where you need to go. For me, this is an obsession. This is a passion. I need to be number one in this field. So even though it's struggling sometimes to see 0 views, 6 views, only 12 views, I don't give a fuck. Because you know why? I know in my brain and in my heart, with my determination, I'm going to take this shit to be number one. And I'm going to steamroll anyone who gets in my way of it being number one. But that's just my determination. Some other bitch ass niggas out there will just sit there and be comfortable with sitting behind a motherfucker and sitting next to a nigga and just be like, yeah, I'm cool. Not me. That could never be me. And to see one of my favorite artists do it, it's sickening. It's really sickening. Because I hate untapped potential. I hate when motherfuckers who can take it where they need to take it, take a back seat because they feel someone else. They just happy to be there. I'm sorry, I'm never just happy to be there. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm never just happy to be there. If I'm there, I'm looking to succeed in what I'm doing and be the best. That's just my approach to life and my mentality. I'm always happy to be there, but I'm not comfortable just being there. I'm going to thrive in the role I am. So yeah, I'm happy that I have the access to a phone and a computer and a YouTube account to upload this podcast whenever I can. But I'm not comfortable at 29 subscribers. I'm not comfortable at fucking 6 views a video. I want more. I'm want to thrive in this lane. I don't just want to sit here and be comfortable. Comfortability never meant shit to me at all. At all. For me, being comfortable is knowing that I'm pushing myself every day somehow. When it comes to my passion and my craft, knowing that somehow I'm pushing myself. Hell, days when I'm not recording, I'm just writing down ideas of what I can talk about. I'm researching news stories to give y'all something interesting to listen to. I'm analyzing other podcasts and seeing how people who do this solo like I do, how they do it to gauge their audience well. But that's because I know that I can do this. Motherfuckers just be thinking, just be happy to be there. No, 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 no. If I know I can do this, I'm not just fucking happy to be here. I'm gonna prove why I can do this and do it well. But that's just me. But speaking on people doing shit, quote unquote, um, well, this is not well. Niggas need wellness checkups. This is the last topic of the day. Gucci, I'm not. This sounds so crazy. Gucci third member. I'm not saying that man's name. Damn it! Is spreading HS HSV2. It's herpes. It's herpes. It's the herpes strand that is not oral. It's the genital herpes. He's spreading genital herpes. So how this story came about was that young lady, she's an OnlyFans content creator, Danae Davis. She came out and basically said that this nigga Gucci third member was burning people, and she had contracted the virus from him after doing a collab with him, and she noticed she noticed a scar on his meat, and it was a herpes scar on his meat that she came to find out, and she found out she had it, but she didn't have no flare up, so she was still doing it, and she was scared to say anything because she was making a bunch of money, and in a way she was manipulated by this guy. He didn't tell her his real name. He didn't give her his test results. They just collabed and kept collabing, and that was it. So the hoopla online right now is that apparently this guy, all the Twitter gooners have brought up how this guy Gucci third member is basically like apparently that nigga right now in the porn star industry or the sex work industry. I'm gonna say the Twitter porn star industry. He's like one of those top guys on Twitter in the Twitter porn star industry, and he fucks all the bad bitches. So apparently this nigga has been spreading this shit like wildfire. I'm not gonna cap. There's a couple bitches on this list. I was like, wow, I'm sad about that. First off, Dabakaya, that broke my heart. I hope she don't got it. That bitch is bad. That bitch, she got a nice little Playboy bunny. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop. Stop. Let me stop. But no, that's crazy. Then allegedly Jim Jules, but she came out. I saw something. She came out and said she doesn't have it. Sweet Miami. I think that's shorty name. Willow Ryder. She's a porn star. Apparently, people saying that he collabed with her. Oh, basically, I don't have time to list those names. This nigga has collabed with over at least 30 known names in the porn industry in just this year and in recent times since he's allegedly contracted the disease. And that's insane. And these young women also collab with other content creators and also just in their personal life, fuck other people. Like the young lady, the Nate Davis, there's two people right now who allegedly, who people are alleging caught the virus from her as well. A Twitch streamer named Melt and social media darling, Deshae Frost. Uh, she was been seen on the Shea Force's, I guess, stream multiple times. He ate her ass allegedly. Allegedly they fucked. The nigga Melt allegedly ate her ass after she got it, so he might got that. He might got the HV2. The shade is denying that he has it. The shade is wild. But the shade's been in the news. He's been in on social media news for the past 2 weeks, just hot. Past couple weeks, he fucking with E Kane, which that's a match made in hell. I'm not gonna speak on that. Fucking with E Kane, he just ruined some little relationship between some nigga named John Tay and Chicago Hottie. That shit, wow. Just to speed up on that situation, apparently, allegedly, because allegedly now apparently all this shit's been a skit, but allegedly so backstory, I guess Chicago Hottie, the John Tate nigga they were dating, broke up, whoopty whoop. They were broken up for a minute. She ends up getting banged out by the Shay. Cool. But then the Shay brings homie onto his platform and they having like a fucking little fake ass therapy session for these two relationship. And she's there as well. So homie is unbeknownst that his girl done got cracked by this nigga. And this nigga is sitting here playing in their face trying to fix their relationship, allegedly. So since the nigga Deshae is on live with Ekane one day, they doing lie detector. The shit come out. Yeah, no, I didn't fuck her. Lie detector, tell you that's a lie. So then nigga John takes said, yeah, I'm done. These niggas break up. Then Shorty, she's online crashing out. She's singing fucking Chris Brown. She on her knees with balloons and shit. She having niggas offering him 6K and shit. Shit, wow. But back to the Gucci third member thing, the Shay Dame has been brought up in that because allegedly he has slept with the Nate Davis. But back to the Nate Davis. Shout out to her for just her level of poise, her level of honesty, and her bravery for coming out and even saying anything at all. Because she said she's held this thing in for a while, that she has contracted this virus, and she's been on her meds and she's been doing taking the proper procedures, and anyone she's collaborated with, she's made sure to discuss with them and be clear and open with them after. But her coming out now has just sparked a whole thing of just wildfire, because now everyone unbeknownst is just scrambling to get tested and figure out like if they got it or not, because apparently the herpes virus that was contracted is not detectable on a regular STD test. Is more so of a blood test allegedly. I don't know. I've never had herpes. I've never been in a situation where I've fucked anyone who had those type of situations, or who was dealing with that many people to have those type of situations. Because allegedly the nigga Gucci third member has 3,000 plus bodies, which is ridiculous. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. There's a lot of bad bitches in this world, but I'm not wasting strokes on 3,000 bitches. No. Mm, mm, Like, you don't have nothing else to do with your time than fuck my brother. Like, damn. Like, listen, I love pussy just as anyone else, but sleep and food gotta come in some. Maybe I haven't lived long yet to fuck 3,000 bitches, but I don't think I'm gonna reach 3,000 by anywhere by the end of my life. 3,000, nigga. Already 3,000. You low key a dirty nigga. I'm gonna just listen. I'm gonna just say you low key might be a dirty nigga. If you said hundreds, respect. 3,000 already though, my brother. It's your dick on the shelf, man. Just for just for a couple months, my nigga. Damn. But no. Shout out to Nate Davis for speaking on this, speaking on bringing light to the situation, because this is clearly mad dangerous. Like, this is an outbreak past just the porn industry. This is now into just regular people's lives and other celebrities' lives. Apparently, Aiden Ross is scared that he might have herpes because a big porn star named Sky Bree, that Gucci third member collaborated with, also fucked him and one of his friends, and now they scared that they might have it. And then a bunch of people are deactivating their accounts because they're just finding out that they might have this disease, this virus. Like, listen. Not even talking about them, just in general. This is a very scary situation for anyone, and it's foul that this young man, or however the fuck old he is spreading this virus, knowing that he has this virus to a bunch of women unbeknownst to them. And in the Nate Davis case, it's very sad because she could started collaborating with him at 19. And it's fucked up because clearly this is a young girl that didn't know much or a lot about the world. And if we just keeping it a buck, right? There is a lot of mature people at that age of 19 and 20. But young 20-year-olds, we don't know a lot about the world. Like, listen, once you become, listen, after college, that's where you kind of start to hone it in and like fully understand life. Not fully understand life, but start to understand it better. 19, 18, 19, not really. And going into an industry that she went into, the porn industry, and it's not even the structured porn industry, it's the Twitter industry where it's basically just texting and collabs. That's dangerous. She didn't know much. It's just to be honest, in America, sexual education is not on is not heavily discussed and presented as it used to be in previous years. So this girl probably didn't know what that bumper or scab was. It's a high chance she didn't. You're basically telling a young girl who a year before she started doing what she was doing was just a 18-year-old in high school and on TikTok going viral, and now she's doing sex work and getting these collabs and getting a bunch of money because she's obviously she's an attractive young lady. She's an attractive young lady, but you basically give a child a lottery ticket for her body, but she doesn't know everything about the world. Like, that's a dangerous situation for anyone. And that's why for a lot of people who are coming at her and attacking her, like, you gotta understand, like, you gave a young girl who was 19, who saw this opportunity to make a bunch of money just off of her body at 19. A lot of young women don't make that option, but some young women do take that option. And not everyone is as crafty or smart as others to understand how to hustle that situation. She just understood she was getting a lot of money. If you look at her video on TikTok, that was one of the main factors of why she was scared to come out at first, was that she was making a lot of money. She was making a lot of money. She's having a lot of success, and she was scared. And it's right that she was scared, because at the end of the day, she's still a young girl. There's not a lot of people, I think, in this world who would be able to handle hearing, hey, you have a never going away disease, sexual disease at 19. And now you have to deal with that because someone lied to you about their status. And this grown, and he looks like a grown ass man. So he looks like he's way much more older than her, at least by a couple years. He has a couple years on her. So he was easily able, he must have been easily able to influence her to do the collab. And just, I don't get it. Why not use condoms for collabs so that issues like these don't happen? And I'm pretty sure in the porn industry, you have to get tested. Look, for my regular, this like I said, this is my last topic. But for my regular people out there, listen, when you having sex with people, the main thing should always be to stay safe. Always figure out what someone's status is. What are they doing in their life? What is their lifestyle like? How many sexual partners are they having? Are they being safe within that? Listen, sharing your body with a person, yes, it can just be a moment. It may not be special, but at the same time, you have to guarantee and figure out your safety before you just do certain things. Because not everyone values your safety the way you value your safety. You know what I mean? And it took a lot for this young girl to come out and say what she said. We don't know if this man threatened her. We don't know if there's going to be repercussions within the industry for her. whatever. But to even say anything is brave. And for others to come to her support, like Miss B Nasty, the Jim Jules Shorty, and other sex worker content creators to come to her aid and like be like, yeah, like this nigga's foul. And apparently niggas was been saying don't fuck with this nigga. Look, everyone out there, protect yourself, educate yourself, and to the people who do have stuff, don't spread it to people. Be honest about your status. Can it be embarrassing? Can it be deflating to the moment? May it be something that you feel like you don't want to disclose or have to? Maybe. Yeah, sure. But to ensure the safety of yourself and others, always take those extra precautions and extra steps. Because at the end of the day, life is precious, our bodies are precious, our health is precious, and our time are precious. You can't have any of those back. This young girl is now 21. So 2 years, she's, which is crazy. So basically, and that's crazy that me and her are only a year apart in age. I couldn't imagine hearing something like that now, right now. So imagine hearing that at 19. Always set yourself up for success to earn the sunset. That's all I got for y'all today. 224 out. I'll catch y'all on the flip.